And welcome back, I'm Wit Hamster, and what's this? We wake up in our bed once more. Our new character, the character you voted on. First of all, you will notice we're using the lance and shield. We're sporting them. That is because that is what won. There was a tie between hammer and lances. I had a friend who was basically pointing out all my spelling mistakes and whatnot. Lovely. I asked him hammer or lance, and he said lance as the tiebreaker vote, and that's what it became. Now, I chose the name Don Quixote because, or Quixote, I think it's Quixote. Anyway, I chose that because I really like the book. What can I say? Great book. And as you can see, old dude. I tried to choose some classy hair. I can't do anything about the body, though, huh? Old man in a young man's body. Oh, well. But I figured Lance and Don Quixote, perfect combination, actually. If it had been Hammer, I might have picked, like, one of the lame MC Hammers. I don't know. It really would have depended. But, you know, Lances were chosen, and Don Quixote was a no-brainer for me, at least. I really like the reference, at least. So, that's what we'll be using. I will be trying to use other weapons too, but just here for the 1-star missions, I'll mainly be using lances since there's a ton of upgrades we can get a hold of. I have been doing some off-screen grinding, and I will be doing a lot more off-screen grinding as time goes on. I'll spare you all the off-screen stuff, but, you know, don't be surprised if you see my guild rank, I believe it's called, it being a bit high. But for now, let's take some equipment on. First of all, as you can see, I've got like the full hunter set. Like I said, I've been grinding. I've also gotten like an iron lance and a bone lance plus. Yeah, well, again, I've been upgrading. The main difference between at least the starter bone lance and the starter iron lance is metal weapons tend to have more durability, well, more sharpness, as it's called in this game, and bone tends to have more damage, but that quickly changes depending on the upgrade paths you take. Ew, I'm messing up the words, but for now, let's put on the chain set. We're gonna go strutting around town in our new chainmail armor. Not so much chainmail more as it's basically like a gray version of the leather, I guess. I don't know. Either way, this way we just don't look like a total loser. And besides, Don Quixote is a classy gentleman. And there we go. That's what the chain looks like. A little bit more metal than the leather armor. Well, all around a pretty decent starting set. First of all, let's take a look at her status. Let's see what we got. Okay, as you can see, I've got quite a bit of money. Used to have more, and I got, you know, lots of guild points. And as you can see, we have activated skills from our chainmail set. They're actually pretty good sets. The gathering is really nice too because it increases the chance I can keep gathering from a spot. It still has maximum amount of, you know, gathers from it, but you know, I can still gather quite a few things from one spot. So there's always that. It'll be key for one of the later missions, if you ask me. I will be using it, definitely. As you can see, here you can see what headpiece, torso piece, etc. gives what points. So if you're interested in that, and the torso ink, I think that is, it takes the torso pieces bonuses and then doubles them. Something like that. So you basically just copy your torso piece, maybe with a little bonus on top of it. Again, not too sure really. But we've got other skills, but not enough points for them. But I'm quite happy with what I have right here. I think gathering can get up to +2. And as you can see, there's the different resistances, some flavor text, and you can see what each individual piece does as well, if you're interested in that. But for now, let's check out the guild card. Guild cards are basically like a sort of friends list. As you can see, I don't have any friends. And I won't be getting any friends for this game because nobody plays it, and for a good reason. But, as you can see, we've chosen, he's an expert windmill demo man. Oh, excellent. And I chose the title Courageous Hero because Don Quixote is Courageous Hero. And, as you can see, I can edit this as I want. I was going to have a lot longer and more complicated text, but didn't have room for it. But as you get more guild ranks, you can get different titles, and depending on what you do in the game. But the friendship card, or well, this is what a guild card really looks like. But the FS level, that's like friendship level, and the more you do things together with people online, the more friendship hearts you'll get, and the more friendship heart you get, you can use them as points to cash in for items. From what I've seen, it's mostly just crafting items, but I think you can get items to change the background of what your guild card is like gold or wood or silver, different things like that. I think that's the whole point. And as you can see, I've been doing tons of 1 to 3 star missions. Oh well. I've been doing a lot of them. Oh. And you can see the treasures you found during the game, when you're out treasure hunting, and decorations. I believe those are like achievements of sorts. I'm not entirely sure. I know Monster Hunter Tri has a sort of achievement-like thing. And here you can see how big monsters are and how many you've killed of each type. But, you know, they're kind of question marked out, so we can't really see what there is until we've actually slain something. At least something that's noteworthy. We've got our combine item menu, we can check our materials. We've got no monster books purchased, so we can't see any description on monsters. But we can still go into our combo list, and here we can, it's like a crafting recipe book, really. Every combine that you've ever made that successfully makes something, well, it'll be listed there. And we don't have any quests, so that's not really very important. And that's not really important. I was hoping there was something interesting to show there. But for now, we're actually going to take a look at the magazines that the NPCs have talked about. But the magazines aren't... I mean, if you're interested in the flavor text, I suggest you push the pause button every so often. Some of them go by a little too fast, some of them don't go by very fast. It's a little hard to tell. But I'll sign off from my commentary for here, and the commentary will continue in the next video, as the rest of this commentary will mainly just be flavor text that either explains what the tutorials have already explained, or just they explain it in a pure flavor text way, with no like push button 0 or whatever. Either way, if you're interested in watching the flavor text here, for all the little magazines I got, more magazines will be unlocked later, but I'll make a separate video when I've got as much as I can unlocked of it. And then I'll make a separate video for it, people can view it if they want. If you don't want to read this, you can skip directly to the next video if you wish. I will see you in the next video.